Hey folks, Luxinda Swirl here. We are going to hopefully do a quick video on a couple different things. We are going to do printable vinyl application. We are going to do regular adhesive vinyl of very thin curly letters that don't want to be weeded ever. I'm going to try and do a slightly different way to get this vinyl on the cup and have it, you know, all the parts there. And then I'm also going to do a glow-in-the-dark cup, which is this one, 30-ounce skinny, with a water slide on it. And you've seen me do water slides before. And what I've done in the past is my hack, which is to reverse the water slide image and then soak it in water so it's ready to come off the backing paper, turn it over, put it down on my cup and pull the backing paper off. But as you can see, after I got all done printing all these beautiful graphics, I realized that I forgot to do the mirror of the images. So I have to use them like this. I was going to actually throw this away and start over, and I thought, oh no, that's too much ink and too much water slide paper to waste. So I am finally going to try to do a water slide the right side up way that most people do it, which is like this, and hopefully slide it off and get it onto my cup where it's supposed to go. We'll see how I do with that. Okay, so first we have this. Now, printable vinyl is it's ready to go. You don't have to seal it with a spray after you print it out on your inkjet printer. But at the same time, the surface layer can be torn off of it. So in other words, if I put the horsey or the unicorn on first, and then I was trying to put my words on with a separate piece of transfer tape, and I might risk tearing off his leg or a couple legs. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to put the words on first. I have another cup here that is a similar hydro dip. The cool thing about hydro dips and the slightly frustrating thing about hydro dips is no two are ever the same, even if you use the exact same colors and paints and everything. So technically these are similar. Same colors, different outcome. Not as much yellow on this one. Anyway, right about there looks good. So I'm going to put the words on first. And here's what I tried to do based on some other YouTube videos I watched. Normally I would weed. This has actually been cut by my Cricut. And you can see there is a piece missing already, and this was on the washi setting, which is much more delicate cut. So that was trick number one, was to use the washi setting. And it seems to have worked better than the regular vinyl setting, but in this case, I still lost part of my letter S. So I have one here where everything stayed and didn't get cut off by the Cricut machine, by the blade. So I will use this one and we'll hope it works. The next trick is to put, let's see if I can get a piece of transfer tape. It's the right size here. Just to put your transfer tape onto the entire thing. So you're not going to weed off the extra stuff first. We're going to put the transfer tape on the entire block of vinyl. Take it off its backing paper. Put it on the vinyl like that. Turn it over and do one burnish. And then the trick is to peel off the backing paper from the vinyl, so you'll still have the entire block of vinyl, all the sticky side up, and then you try, well here, let me do that. Let's see if I can. I actually have better luck starting from this side. Okay. Peel the vinyl's backing paper off. So everything is now sticky side up, and the entire block of vinyl is on my transfer tape. Okay, and now this is where we get into what's called reverse weeding, which is that I take my tool and my weeding tool, and I try to pull off all of the extra vinyl from the transfer tape. In theory, this works a little better because the transfer tape will hold on to the letters, in theory, and allow me to pull up the extra without pulling up the letters as well. Well, here's how that went for me. For the C, and there goes my C. All right, you know what? I'm not doing it this way. Yeah, so then I finally got this one to work by doing this, which is something else I had heard somebody say on a YouTube video once, which is we take this and we put it where we want it. I'll use this one for reference. So about here, and I put it in place. And I'm not going to do anything like burnish, but I am going to now use the transfer tape to pull up, hopefully, you probably don't even need the transfer tape, honestly. I'm going to pull up the transfer tape and leave all of the vinyl on the cup. But as you notice, I have not burnished it, which is, if this were just the vinyl I wanted, I would now be trying to convince it to stay on there. Instead, what I'm going to do is hope that my letters are good and stuck, or stuck pretty well onto the cup. So it's reverse weeding, maybe? The trick is to take it as slow as you can. And because this epoxy has cured for more than 24 hours now, I'm not really putting it at risk with my pointy weeding tool. Oops, see, now I'm almost losing my dot there on my J. Okay. Come on. Good deal. All right. Now, just like regular weeding, I need to get out my extra stuff, but again, I'm not really worried about nicking the epoxy. It's been curing. And honestly, even if I did put a tiny little mark on it, I'm going to cover it up with another layer of epoxy. So that wouldn't cause any trouble either. Yay! Okay, so that method works for me anyway. And if you're having a lot of trouble with thin letters on vinyl and curly hues and dots over your I's and J's, disappearing either when you cut, try the washi setting, or when you weed, try weeding it on the cup itself or whatever you're putting your vinyl onto. If you have a surface that will let you do that without damaging it. So there, that's on there now. I will now burnish the bejeebers out of it. I'm also going to use UV resin all around this and take it out and set it in the sunshine. And then it will be all ready for me to put on the final layer of resin. Let's put our unicorn on here. Okay. Again, for reference, I like to have his little leg down there. No. Oh, shit. All right, all is not lost. The vinyl does rip. Printable vinyl rips. Okay. I think I can fix him. I think it will be okay if I can just get this perfect. That was close. All right, so now, like I said, I will cover this entire thing with a very thin amount around the edges of UV resin, and this one as well, and put them out in the sunshine so the UV resin cures in a few minutes, holds everything in place, and then I will put on my layer of epoxy resin, and these cups should be ready to go. Now we'll move on to me trying to do a water slide the right way. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. So I have cut out my water slide relatively close to the graphic and the word. And let's give this a shot. I have my squeegee tool at the ready and some paper towels. So I'm as prepared as I can be. I'm going to put this in upside down. I have sprayed on two very generous layers of Rust-Oleum 2X clear spray paint, and followed that with at least one layer, I think 2 layers of, again, very generous layers of the Plastidip Glossifier, which I will link to everything below. This is a glow-in-the-dark tumbler. She wanted sugar skulls on a glow-in-the-dark tumbler. I spray painted this with matte white to start. After I sanded it and I washed it, spray painted matte white on it, then 3 layers of Rust-Oleum glow-in-the-dark spray paint. Then I put on a layer of resin, epoxy resin, and into the epoxy resin I mixed glow-in-the-dark powder. So this sucker glows. And after we get the water slides and everything on, I will show you at the end of this little video the whole effect with the glow-in-the-dark. See how that looks. Hopefully it looks really cool, because that's what she's hoping for. And that's what I'm hoping for. Now watch, I will pick this up and I will put it face down on the tumbler. Oh. And I will end up having to reprint this anyway. All right, it feels like it's ready to go. Yep. Okay, get my tumbler wet so I can move it around if I need to. And let's see, I don't even know how to do this. I'm so used to doing it the other way. Okay, I'm gonna slide the backing paper out. Can you see? And then because I put water on first, I can adjust it. It's nice and movable. And get it right where I want it, which is basically in the middle of the cup with the word or the name. Level. Luckily, it's a nice sort of up and down not flat to the line font, so it allows for a little flexibility in placement, and it still looks right. I like fonts like that. All right, so I will pat that off. Well, I have to tell you, that was pretty simple. Okay, and now I will use my squeegee tool to get out all of the water underneath. Hopefully you can see this underneath the water slide. No bubbles or anything, we're just getting the water out, which is good, it worked well. You can see this, the water is coming out. I mean, there's definitely, the squeegee is having an effect. Forcing the water out. There, cool beans. All right, let's pat it dry some more. There you have it, not too bad. All right, I have a couple other smaller versions that I want to put on this cup also. One or two on the back and another on the littler one on the bottom. But I'm gonna wait till this dries for a few minutes. So we'll be right back. Okay. Let's see, I said I was gonna put this one here like this, I believe. Let's try that. That. And then this one I'll put down here like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll go through and squeegee out the water from underneath. We'll do one final one here on the bottom. Try to line it up with the main graphic so that when she's lifting it up, her face is here, she's lifting it to take a sip, then what people will see if they look at her is the little head or the little skull on the bottom. Let me see where I put it. There it is. So this is gonna go whoop, like that. Water, oops, get a little water there. Grab the wrong thing. Okay, so make sure I'm doing this the direction I want. And of course you can't see with my finger in the way, can you? I apologize. There we go. Now let's go see if it glows in the dark. Okay, here we are in the darkest room in my house, which is the guest bathroom because it doesn't have a window. So I've got my little black light flashlight here. We're gonna charge this up and hit the lights, and hopefully it will glow in the dark and the customer will be happy. Can already see it picking up a glow. There it is. Super duper. I hope she likes it. That is beautiful. Okay, so glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, glow in the dark, not glow in the dark. It should work exactly the same. I put the same paint and glow powder and the resin all over the cup. But you know, you might as well test it, right? Okay, here we go. Oh yeah! Fantastic. Thanks everyone. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.